Alright YouTube, so unlike a lot of my other vlogs I've been doing, this one I just could not do without a script. However, I am a very skilled improv YouTuber, so of course expect me to go off it here and there and throughout the video. So if you've read the title, you'll know this vlog is a Dune Part 2 review, and I cannot promise this vlog will have absolutely zero spoilers. Now it doesn't have many spoilers at all, at least not that I wrote in the script, but I will give you guys a heads up when I do approach specific details, so yeah. Alright, so now that I've given the context of this vlog, it's time to get into this creative review, which is the first Jones Beach movie review ever. Now, let's start with the big question. Did I like the movie? Absolutely, yes, I loved it. It was very visually and aesthetically pleasing, and it kept me in the whole way through, which, you know, that's like probably the best thing a movie can do in my eyes. Now, something I do have to mention in this vlog is whenever I do go to the movies alone, which I have done a few times, it's very hard for me to sit the whole way through, and the reason for that is because, well, this is a first world problem, but I'm very active throughout the day, and sitting still for long periods of time is just, you know, hard for me to do, which, you know, of course, as I just mentioned, is a first world problem, but, you know, when I want to see movies, I want to enjoy them, and that's certainly what happened here. I was able to sit the whole way through, which, you know, props to you, Dune 2, for being able to do that for me. And Dune 2 is almost 3 hours long, but as I just mentioned, it kept me the whole way through, so shout out again. And, you know, not to beat a dead horse, but, you know, it kept me eager and excited to see what happened next, and very entertained me a lot throughout. The worst thing any movie can do is bore me, and we're gonna beat this to death, but Dune 2 did not bore me for 1 second. But okay, now that that's all out of the way, I'm gonna get into some more specific details which may contain mild spoilers, so there's a fair warning there. If you have not seen the movie and you really want to see it and you don't want to know any specific details of what happened, feel free to exit the vlog now and I'll see you for the next time. But if you've seen the movie or if you just don't care, you know, we're getting right into that. So the big question is, what was my favorite scene in this movie? And I definitely have an answer for that. My favorite scene in this movie was the arena fight scene. But to be more specific, it was when the ripped bald guy portrayed by Austin Butler had a fight scene in the arena, as you could probably infer. And, you know, on a side note, it gives me inspiration in the fitness world to get stronger, and, you know, that way when I go bald, I won't look, I'm messing this line up really bad. And, you know, it also gives me inspiration because, you know, I saw this cool shirt on Etsy. This is a little bit of a side note saying, with a body like this, who needs hair? And, you know, maybe when I get stronger, I will go bald and look cool. But that's a video for another day and a whole other story. But that brings me to the next point, that the makeup and prosthetics and all that stuff and effects and whatnot were all amazing throughout this movie. They were very visually pleasing, as I mentioned in the start of it, and I just thought it, like, you know, just looked very cool. Now granted, as I probably should have mentioned at the start of this vlog, I am not a movie critic, nor a movie expert, nor a makeup expert, or anything like that. It's just, you know, my casual moviegoer opinions. I really should have stated that from the start, but it's probably obvious if you've watched through this whole vlog that I'm doing this as a unique and creative movie kind of vlog in the Jones Beach style, so that's me. Now on to the next segment of this vlog. When I did see this movie, I saw it late at night, which nights are very hard for me, as you could probably guess by my vlog when I mentioned how sometimes I go to bed around 7 p.m. because I'm so fatigued, but fortunately I pushed myself to go to the movies around 9 p.m. and, you know, as you can guess, this movie was almost 3 hours long, so I was there close to midnight, and that was really exciting for me because it's something I hadn't really done before, which, you know, I guess this is kind of a side tangent, but that just really, like, you know, made me excited and proud of myself. I am a big Star Wars fan, and Dune 2 shares some similarities to Star Wars, but I didn't find them, like, you know, too obvious, or they were, like, subtle, and, like, you know, the similarities I saw, or at least the things that reminded me of Star Wars, it always was all in a good way. It didn't feel like anything bad, but I just wanted to mention that. So, do I plan to see Dune 2 a second time? Absolutely yes. So we've come to the end of this vlog. I want to conclude saying I really liked making this movie review. I plan to make more similar, unique, creative Jones Beach style reviews like this one. So in conclusion, stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.